Hello and welcome back to Operation Void. I'm your host Forgotten Void, and this week we will be showcasing the Graf Zeppelin. If you want to see a video of the build I use for Graf Zeppelin, go ahead and click this link, and that should be the video that I go over the skills and modules. Anyways, we have a very lackluster AA team, so as the Graf Zeppelin, I am the best AA here. So the first thing I do is go over and so I can drop fighters, and we try to get as far away to drop fighters. And we're gonna drop fighters, and then we're gonna hang around because, you know, planes are up. They should be able to shoot down 3 planes worth of HP. There's the fighters with 5 of them that'll shoot down 5 planes. Right? Nope. We got 5 planes worth of HP, and there's still 1 fighter. So we place this fighter here to hopefully get the planes, but nope, too late. Too late to get that one last plane. One last plane that we could not get. So now we have to deal with airstrikes and shoot down 100 planes to get 5 stars instead of just 5. Anyways, that's a later problem. First, we're going to go with an attack run. There is a replay bug. So as you can see, we actually hit the Z23. Eventually they'll fix the replay bug. You know, I'm recording this right after I did this battle. Like, wasn't expecting to do well in this battle, and there's a couple of things. So we're gonna show the replay bug as we hit the carriers really well. It's the replay bug of the reticle really only affects the rocket planes. The torps and bombers, not so much usually. So yes, while we're lining up on the Nuremberg, our torps are actually going for the gate. I should have released them closer as the gate speeds up and outruns those torps. The fighters locked on, so what we are going to do is we are going to run to our allies. And the fighters get shot down. By Farragut, I think. And so we're going to turn, and now since the planes are up, we might as well send them against the next wave. Yep, there's York's fighters. And we have a huge lead on to the Gade, because these are some of the slowest torpedoes in the game. And we get 2 hits on the Gade. So I've gone into manual a little bit to slow down so that our secondaries can be of use when the battleships are around. Oh, see, this is where what? The other tier in the tech tree. The tech tree carrier actually gets longer range secondaries at 10.5 kilometers. But the Graf Zeppelin only gets 9.5 kilometers, and that extra 1 kilometer actually helps quite a bit. So now we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting for the battleships to show up. Just keep waiting, just keep waiting. Waiting, waiting, waiting. There they are. I see how the Gneisenau is now 10.5 kilometers away. If we had the range, if only we had the range. And seeing the bombers show up, I decided instead of going after the AA bubble, that is the battleships, we're going to focus on shooting down planes. We did that specifically because those are the armor-piercing bombers, and any of the and if the battleship or either of the cruisers got hit by them, they would be absolutely devastated. Destroyers, not so much. So now we're sitting here because we're finally within secondary range as our guns start going off. And that is one nice thing about being in Graf Zeppelin, is that because we can use the guns, we don't have to worry about getting deplaned while still doing damage. Okay, and I see the torpedo bombers coming. So the torpedo bomber is coming. That means the next wave is coming. So we're going to go ahead and start and move to drop planes. And I'm going to try to set out an intercept there. And then we're going to try and get another intercept for the torpedo bombers going to hang around the last battleship and go after our teammates in mid. So with that, we should have good AA cover, as we are basically our team's biggest source of AA. Now with our bombers, you can go after the last battleship that should have spawned. Since we're not really needing to do AA, and the battleship is mostly alone. There are 3 destroyers, but they generally sit really far in front, and because the stock module for battleships is usually spotter plane, we don't have to worry about fighter going up. We just have to dodge the flak. There we go, 1 Citadel hit. I wanted to take torpedo bombers off for the destroyers. Although I should have been focusing on AA at this point in time. We're already here with the bombers, and noticing, this is when I actually noticed the planes, and so I decided we are going to do AA now. But since we were late, and 2, we only have 1 more fighter left. Like, our cap fighter is down, we don't have any, so we only have 1 more fighter left, and knowing that I only have 1 more fighter consumable left, I decide that I'm going to save it for the last wave. And now we're going to instead focus on damage, because our AA capabilities have really been shot. And so we're trying to set autopilot so we're not moving that far ahead. So just playing around with autopilot there. Bombs and 2 Citadels. And we'll turn around for another run. Because we're here, we have the time. Oh, no citadels. Oh well. Decent hits. So we're setting autopilot again to get in front. Get towards the end. And now we're going to go use our torp bombers for the Eugen and support our Kagero, who is currently under fire because he's out in the open. And there are planes around him. And I don't have any fighters to stop that. And so he launches his first set of torps, probably on the line for something, uses his torpedo booster, launches another set of torps, again on the line for something that are probably going to miss. And, yep. We're able to get one hit on the Eugen. Oh, he's going for the Parzival. Hopefully he hits the Parzival. Yep, he got the Parzival. And all three of our torps hit on the second time for the Eugen. And since the first one knocked out the engine, now the engine's actually out. And he's flooding. And we get one citadel and one ricochet. I'm going to turn around, try and get one more run in here, since we're here. Try to dodge the flak. And one citadel. I launched fighters because I thought I was going to use them. Instead, I saw the bombers coming in, so we are going to launch our last plane that has fighters. I'm going to come back. We're going to go manual for a little bit and then use our torp planes. Each time you see me going to the map, I'm going to the mini-map and resetting autopilot. So the destroyers here, I want to call them torp destroyers because their biggest threat is the torpedoes against Alsace, but they are very much hybrid. So here I'm going to use the edge of the map to turn around really quickly so that I can go in for the second run without losing money planes. Then we're going to go into manual mode for a little bit because I don't want to be torpedoes as well. Make sure our secondary is focused on one destroyer at a time as we put everything into our engine, so we speed up to avoid torpedoes. And everybody's firing at us. Okay, first one's dead. There's a second one. But as you can see, we really don't have much armor, especially when everything there pens so much. Like, they're all shooting HE. And even of the ones shooting HE, the lowest pen is at least 32 millimeters with the 128 guns. So we're trying to border scum until our HP is pretty low. And then we're going to launch up the last set of planes while we die. And since we have one set of planes, we're going to use them. First on the Munich, and the bombs say no, go into the water. I'm going to turn around and we're going to go for the York because our planes aren't going to last that long, and spotting really doesn't mean anything when the enemy keeps shooting. And we're rewarded with double citadels. And oh, there goes the Auckland. The Auckland sunk. It now has a Richelieu on top. The Auckland is a submarine because we sunk right where Alsace is leaving. And now Richelieu is becoming a semi-sub as Alsace goes over it. And Auckland is still a submarine. And is still a submarine. Will he get out? Will he get out? Nope, victory with a submarine Auckland. And we don't get a sea star because we died. But we do have 171k damage, 7 citadels out of our 11 bomb hits, 10 torp hits, 6 rocket hits. So we didn't do much. Not many hits. They hit decent, but not in many hits. And then 251 secondary hits. And this gets us to top of the team. Well, we have 46 plane kills and 171k damage. So that's actually a pretty good Hermes run. 171k damage, 94k came from airplanes, a total of 8k from rockets, which were mostly used against destroyers. We have, I think it was solely used against destroyers. We have 43k from torpedoes and 43k from bombs. So as you can see, even though the bombs can hit harder, between the ricochet over pen and whatnot, they came out to about the same amount of damage. So you should also use your torpedoes even though they don't hit very hard and they're very slow. Our secondaries got 64k damage. So out of every single armament alone, our secondaries actually did the most. And that's because the Graf Zeppelin has the unique stat where the secondaries actually go with battle cruiser main gun dispersion. So use the same formula as battle cruiser main guns, except on secondaries, whereas secondaries on other guns all have force. So above 5 kilometers, these secondaries are the most accurate in the game. And fires at 8k and floods at 4k to round us out. Damage caused to aircraft, 282k damage. So even though the AA defense isn't that good because we supplement it with fighters, we actually have good AA defense. So use those fighters. And we were using greens with premium time, so we got 570k credits. If we weren't using premium time, we still would have made a respectable 361 credits. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more ops videos, click that subscribe button so that you don't miss a video, because I'm not always good about posting in other places. But I can't make you click that subscribe button because I'm not your mother. That said, I do hope to see you again next week. Have a good one.